Of course, he's a great wrestler, and that might be the easy path to victory for somebody like a Magomed Ankalaev. But every fight starts on the feet, and on the feet, Alex Pereira is just absolutely phenomenal. Joe Rogan asked him about going up to heavyweight. He said, if the fans want it, then I will do it. Well, the fans in attendance, I mean, they roared the roof off the building. See it. They would love to see him at heavyweight, and I personally, whether it's Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones, Stipe, whoever it is, and I say, give Alex Pereira the chance to do something that no man alive has ever done before, and that is becoming the first ever three-weight champion. Wouldn't that just be unbelievable? Anyway, so well done to Alex Pereira. What a guy. From top to bottom, I love everything about him. The way that he carries himself, the way that he fights, the knockout power that he has, the stoicism, but then also the sense of humor.
The UFC light heavyweight champion successfully defended his title against ANV in the main event of UFC 313 this weekend at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Throughout his rise to the top, Pereira, a former two-division Glory kickboxing champion, has primarily faced strikers. While some opponents, like Jan Błachowicz, possess respectable grappling skills, Pereira has never encountered a ground specialist as skilled as ANV. The 32-year-old challenger hails from the mountains of Dagestan, a region renowned as a hotbed for combat sports.
He had a few things to say about, that bet that you put out there. He said, I can't do it, but I'd talk to you after. Maybe we could do a charity thing. He responded to the lunch boxes you said you saw.
Despite its relatively small population of approximately 3.1 million, the Russian Republic of Dagestan has produced a disproportionate number of Olympic wrestling medalists and UFC champions. The first Dagestani to win a UFC world title was first ballot Hall of Famer Khabib Nurmagomedov, who retired undefeated as the UFC lightweight champion. Current pound-for-pound king Islam Makhachev, who grew up in the same region, has followed a similar path. Both fighters have dominated their careers with exceptional wrestling and combat skills, and it has been a similar story for ANV when he chooses to change levels.
You'd have to break fast a few times in preparation. So I guess what have you made of the build with Ankalaev? Because I feel like it's been happening for a long time, and these last few weeks I feel like it's gone a little.
ANV is a master of sport in combat and becomes a nightmare for opponents once he gains control, thanks to his elite grappling. He also possesses strong stand-up skills and has gone toe-to-toe with several high-level strikers, most recently Alexander. However, in his upcoming bout against Pereira, it would be unwise to use the same aggressive approach, given the Brazilian's uncanny ability to knock out opponents. That said, every fight begins on the feet, and ANV's versatility will be key in setting up his takedowns. Pereira is widely regarded as the most dangerous striker in the UFC, but his grappling has yet to be truly tested by elite opposition. He has faced 31 takedown attempts in his UFC career, and maintains a 70% takedown defense rate, which is especially notable given the level of competition he has faced.
Especially online.
Well, first of all, I'm not here to talk about religion. Whatever religion I respect, I have a lot of respect for that.
The only fighter to truly force grappling exchanges with Pereira was Jan Błachowicz, who took him down 3 times during their 2023 clash, which ended in a narrow split decision win for Pereira. Grappling remains a gray area in Pereira's skill set, but he is eager to prove it's not a glaring weakness. Let's see if he can grapple me for 25 minutes. Pereira told the New York Post. If he can't, then he's going to have to stand up, and we all know how that's going to go. Obviously, I didn't focus a lot on grappling before I moved to the
Came and
US.
say that about that, about he couldn't take the bet, but like was not even a bet about money for me to go and put money in my pocket. Was for us to do a
I've been in the US for about 4 years now, training with Glover Teixeira, and I've really focused on and dedicated myself to improving my grappling, Pereira said. I think this is the fight that's going to bring that out and show everyone what I can do on the ground. If Pereira comes through his upcoming clash with Ankalaev unscathed, a super fight with Jon Jones could be on the horizon. While the UFC is hoping Jones will defend his heavyweight title against interim champion Tom Aspinall next, Bones is reportedly more interested in a blockbuster showdown with Pereira, a matchup that would feature two multi-weight champions going head-to-head.
For charity, and he goes and talk about alcoholism. You know what I mean? I'm a champion in life. I overcame alcoholism, but there's a lot of people that didn't.
Speaking after his most recent win over Stipe Miocic last November, Jon Jones said, "I'm not really worried about the Tom Aspinall fight. I'm more focused on the Alex Pereira fight. That's the one I really want. And I think if the UFC wants me back, that's the fight they'll make. I've been very clear about my intentions, and that's what I want. I think anybody would understand by this point. I'm willing to retire without defending the heavyweight belt if that's what it takes to get the fight I want. I'm at a stage in my career where I'm only interested in super
family
fights."
struggle with it, not only the person, and so like he used religion for a certain purpose. But I'm not here to talk about nobody's religion. I respect them all.
I don't want to fight dangerous up-and-comers anymore. I want to face established champions, Jones said. Tom can have the heavyweight championship if he wants it. I've built something much bigger, and I want Pereira. A bout with Jones would likely earn Pereira the biggest payday of his career, and the chances of it happening could depend on whether he can keep ANV at bay. Many have said that Alex Pereira is speedrunning a Hall of Fame UFC career, borrowing video game jargon to describe how the Brazilian is rapidly blitzing through not only his opponents, but also every conceivable achievement in the
Put
sport.
that tweet out where he made the bet for the 200K to charity. Did you just kind of roll your eyes at it, knowing that you can't make a bet like that, but you would be willing to do something maybe
Within just 12 months of his UFC debut, Alex Pereira captured middleweight gold by defeating his old kickboxing rival Israel Adesanya in 2022. A year later, he claimed another title by stopping Jiri Prochazka to become the UFC light heavyweight champion, finishing both men and leaving them scrambling for their senses. In doing so, Pereira achieved the rare distinction of becoming a two-weight UFC champion in record time. And many believe he could make even more history by attempting to become the first three-weight champion. However, before that can happen, he must first get past Magomed Ankalaev this weekend in what may be his toughest test yet, as the two headline UFC 313.
Yeah, we were really clear about it online. We said that as Muslims we cannot do bets, and that's not something that we support or that we look to do.
Truly, Pereira's legacy is secure, with or without a third belt. His UFC record stands at 9-1 and includes 7 knockout victories, 5 of them against former champions. He also holds a decision win over another ex-champion, and his only loss came via a spectacular counter knockout by Adesanya in their 2023 rematch, a fight Pereira had been winning until the sudden finish. Usually, though, he's the one delivering the knockouts. Known as Poten, which means stone hands. It's a nickname the 37-year-old earned during his kickboxing days and continues to live up to inside the octagon.
We are happy to, if he wants to do something, any kind of charity or anything that he wants to do, we have the means to do it, and we're happy to partake.
He made a similar bet with
Pereira possesses a rare pugilistic gift, what many call the touch of death, typically delivered through his devastating left hook, arguably the most dangerous weapon in all of combat sports. With that weapon and his mesmerizingly stoic demeanor, Pereira quickly won over fans, but their admiration extended beyond his knockout power. Over time, his stoicism has given way to a surprising sense of humor, as seen in his embrace of internet memes and the creation of his signature Chama catchphrase. His willingness to fight anyone, anytime, has further endeared him to MMA fans. In April, he stepped up on short notice to headline UFC 300, where he stopped Jamahal Hill, and just 2 months later, he filled in again, this time for Conor McGregor. and Michael Chandler by facing Jiri Prochazka in a rematch on only 2 weeks' notice.
About no one shoot for a takedown. Let's make a first one to shoot for a takedown has to donate to a charity or something like that. Like, why do you think he's making these bets? Is it just kind of to play mind games, or?
I don't know if it's mental warfare, whatever this warfare is.
McGregor's absence, not just from UFC 303 but from the UFC in general, is significant here. His withdrawal from the event due to a broken toe led many fans to believe they might never see him fight again. While that was a harsh reality to face, it was softened by the realization that they could depend on Pereira, one of the UFC's few true stars at the moment. Ironically, Pereira fought Jamahal Hill with a broken toe himself, further endearing him to fans as a fighter who truly embraces the spirit of competition.
I have a fight against him. I don't care what he writes online or what he says online, what he tweets. I don't care about that. Again, I will repeat that. If he wants to do some sort of a charity donation, I'm willing and happy to do it.
Just 4 months later, Pereira was back for his third fight of 2024, securing a brutal knockout over Kill Ree Jr. If his status as the UFC's most important active fighter wasn't already cemented, it certainly was on that October night. That's all for now. Stay connected with us for the latest updates on news, moments, events, and action in the world of boxing by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you can be alerted when we drop quality content like this. Until next time, peace out.